welcome to today's video. My name is Kaylee if you're new here, and if you're not, then welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about balance and finding a balance in our life. I personally just got back from holidays. That's why I've been a little bit MIA on here and on Instagram, but I figured this was a really good time to talk about this, not only to share what I've learned, but also to serve as a refresher for myself too. So what I mean by balance is addressing all of our needs, or trying our best to, and encompassing a holistic approach to our lifestyle. So are we attending to our mental health, our physical and emotional health, our social life? We're not just focusing on one area of life, which I think a lot of us tend to do. We tend to really prioritize a lot of our outer needs and requirements, but we don't care for our inner needs as much, and so this often results in a lot of stress, in a lot of resentment or overwhelm, just not feeling content and happy in life. And I feel like we are all hopefully trying to find ways to feel more peaceful and content and just satisfied with life and not so stressed and overwhelmed, which unfortunately is so common. We're all so wrapped up in the doing, and we neglect a lot of our needs and a lot of the other areas that are just as important in life to feel balanced. So this is something that I've personally been struggling with. Well, not even struggling with, something that I've personally been on a journey with, and just navigating, like, what does balance look like for me, because it looks different for everybody. A balanced day in my life might look completely different than a balanced day in your life, and that's okay. We're all unique, have our own needs. But yeah, I have learned a lot, and I feel like I've come a long way. I used to struggle really badly with anxiety, and so I did not have balance in my life. I was either like go, 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 do, or I would completely shut down, and I would be so overwhelmed, so anxious that I wouldn't do anything. And I was either like all in or all out. Through trial and error, discovered what works really well for me and what doesn't. So I want to share what I've learned in hopes that it helps you to find more balance in your life as well. In a lot of my videos where I'm talking about building healthy habits and leading more of a holistic, healthy lifestyle, which is when we're, like I said, attending to all of our needs: socioeconomic, financial, personal, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, all of those. But one of the main things that I keep repeating in my videos, because it's so important, is to start small and really come to the present. Ease yourself into it, like meet yourself where you're at. Don't try and completely change everything all at once. That's going to be overwhelming and cause stress, and that's the opposite of what we're trying to do when finding balance. Two choices, two things, two habits that are going to address your outer and your inner needs. I think that's a really good place to start. So your outer need might be you have to get groceries. This is just an example. So it's like, okay, my one task, the one thing I'm gonna do today that I know I need to do is get groceries. That's like top priority sex. We have no food in the house. And then, okay, what's one inner need that I need to address? Like, okay, I've been feeling like I haven't had a chance to be alone in days. Like maybe you have kids and you're just never alone anymore. You're with your spouse or your friends or whatever, and say, okay, I'm going to designate 10 minutes or like 20 minutes to do something to meet your mental, emotional, spiritual health, something that's going to recharge you and fulfill an inner need. So maybe that's listening to a podcast while you're in the bathtub, or going for a 10-minute walk by yourself in silence. Maybe it's reading your favorite book for 10 minutes. Maybe it's meditating. Whatever it is, something that is just for you, that's going to help fulfill an inner need. So that's a really good place to start, and then eventually you can start expanding on that a little bit. So what I like to do now is I look at my day and I'm like, okay, What are my top 3 priorities of things outside of myself that I need to get done today? Get groceries, I have to return some packages, and film a video. So, okay, those are 3 tasks that I can check off my to-do list, have that gratification, that sense of achievement, accomplishment, okay, yes, I'm, being productive, the doing, but I don't need to have a jam-packed day. Don't get me wrong, there definitely are some days where I am so motivated and I'm I have so much energy and motivation, I'm ready to tackle so many things today. Yes, take advantage. If you're feeling that way, genuinely feeling motivated and energized, utilize that and get as much stuff done as you can if that's what feels good to you in that moment. But if you're dreading what you're supposed to be doing, if you're feeling stressed, you're feeling low energy, you're feeling overwhelmed, that is not the time. Listen to your body and what it's telling you. Or coming back to what I was just saying, you need to also pick 3 things that are for yourself. I like to pick a spiritual need, a mental emotional need, and a physical need. It might look like I'm gonna prioritize meditating for 10 minutes first thing in the morning. That's my spiritual need. Mental emotional, I'm gonna journal for 5 or 10 minutes as well at some point during the day and just do a brain dump, get everything out of my head and kind of bring myself back into the present and become more aware of the thoughts going in my mind. And then a physical need, I'm gonna get outside and go for a walk, or I'm gonna go down to my home gym and do a workout, or I'm going to choose healthy foods for myself today that I know aren't gonna upset my stomach or aren't gonna make me feel gross, things that are gonna give me energy and make me feel good and fuel my body. So breaking it down, and I really like to either write a note in my phone or write in my planner or my journal, 'cause I'm a very visual person. I like to do that, but just breaking it down and either picking 1 or 2 things or the 3 and 3 like I just talked about, I feel it just makes it seem so much more manageable to my mind. Whereas if I'm just oh, I need to do this, 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 and this, but I also need to work out and I need to eat healthy, and then it just starts swarming around in my mind and it becomes really overwhelming. And I don't know about you, but I'm a shutter downer. I don't know if that's the proper term, but I will shut down when I'm overwhelmed or feeling anxious. Instead, I will just procrastinate. I won't do anything, and I'll just feel gross and anxious, and I won't do anything. I'll just sit on my couch and scroll on my phone, and I don't feel very good. Not only did I not get anything done that I needed to get done, but I also neglected my inner needs and betrayed myself in a way so that I feel even worse. We're trying to live a more balanced lifestyle so that we can be just happier people, or not even happier, 'cause we're not happy all the time, but just more content, right? More peaceful, just trying to lessen those feelings of stress and overwhelm or anxiety and give ourselves love and live a life that we love. Making conscious choices, I think, too, is really the foundation for having a balanced lifestyle, because when we're just on autopilot and we're just living through the voice in our head, the ego telling us, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, dissatisfaction and that uneasy feeling, discontent feeling where we always feel like we need to be doing more and more and more. Okay, what's next? We're never here now. But when we can actually slow down and be still for a moment, check in with ourselves, write a list, and make conscious choices of what we're going to do for the day to serve our outer and our inner needs, that's being more present with ourselves. That's being more loving. And right away, it just slows everything down and makes it seem a lot more doable, allows us to be more conscious and live more presently as well, and to be more empowered in the choices that we're making so that we're not just being run by our minds. So as I was saying at the beginning of the video, balance looks different for everybody, and it also looks different each day. When you have lots of energy and motivation that day, the balance might be a little bit different than a different day. When you're low energy, you're feeling overwhelmed, you just like have no motivation, then the balance might look a little bit different. That day where you're choosing more for your inner needs to find balance and just having one or two really important outer tasks or things that need to get done. Each day is gonna look different, and that's why it's so important to try to be aware of yourself. Like, do just a quick check-in with yourself in the morning or the first half of your day. Like, where am I at today? How am I feeling? You know, what are my priorities today? What am I going to choose for myself so that I don't feel as stressed, so that I feel more balanced? And what can I choose for myself to have a holistic approach to my day and my lifestyle? So I hope that's helpful. I feel like I've gone a little bit on a tangent with that, but it's one of the main things that has really, really helped me in life. And I always kind of come back to that tool, my 3 and 3. And oftentimes I end up doing a lot more than 3 and 3. Like I said, on either end, whether it's outer or inner, depending on the day and how I'm feeling. But I really have noticed a huge difference in my overall happiness as a person since I've done these like check-ins with myself and made these conscious choices. Because yeah, it's just empowering. It's giving yourself love and honoring your needs and not just allowing the ego to focus solely on the outside stuff, the superficial stuff. Our inner needs are just as important and need to be acknowledged and addressed every single day, you know, whether that's one thing, whether that's 3 things, 5 things that are going to love and nurture our inner selves. To wrap up this video, I really appreciate it if you made it to the end. Please let me know if you have any questions regarding anything that I said in this video, or if you want to share with me further things that you've learned that have really helped you lead a more balanced lifestyle. I love learning and hearing all about that, and this is a place for connection and for sharing and empowering each other, so please feel free to do that. And I'm sending you so much love, and we will see you in the next video.